Hi there, John Moore here, and today we're talking about the Albedo phase of spiritual alchemy. The Albedo phase is the second of the four phases of the alchemical process. There are other models that include 7 or even more phases, but this is a simpler model. So the Albedo phase, Albedo comes from the Latin root for whitening. It is the whitening phase. We're coming out of the Nigredo phase, which is the first phase, and that is about blackening. That is about going into the shadow, reducing things down to their components. The Albedo phase is about purification. It's about taking that material that we've blackened, in this case, gone into our shadow to pull up material, or starting to become acquainted with our unconscious processes, or dealing with impurities or imperfections in our energy body. So that's what we're talking about here. So this is a critical, all phases are critical, but this is a really critical phase. So we've taken, in practical alchemy, the alchemists would have burned down, or sublimated, or what have you, their material that they're working with, and now they need to purify it. They need to remove impurities. You can think about gold, for example. When gold is mined, they smelt it and remove the impurities to change it change it into pure gold. So they're working with the pure material. With spirit, we want to work with the purity of our spirit. We want to remove blockages between us and our higher selves, between us and spirit. We want to purify our energy body. And so that is a whitening phase. And so this phase will concentrate on really sort of becoming one with spiritual light. The spiritual light comes from within us, but it's also without us. As within, so without. So we'll be doing a lot of work around purification, purifying the energy body, purifying the spirit, purifying the emotions to get to the purer state. So then in the next phase, we'll be able to work with purified material. The material in spiritual alchemy is us, right? Our body, our mind, and our spirit. Ancient practical alchemists, or I guess they're still practical alchemists today, but in olden days, when they had big alchemical labs in major cities like Prague, and there's still places where you can go visit some of these and see what they were, there was often a tabernacle or a tent in the middle of the facility, which had all of the glassware and everything. It might have had many assistants working there. And the alchemist would go into the tent before he would work with materials, to perform spiritual operations, prayer, meditation, fasting, whatever, because there was no separation between the physical and spiritual, kind of the way that most people think about it today, and that the belief was that their physical operations would fail if they were not spiritually properly prepared. So focusing on the spirit, we need to do work to purify ourselves, to do the later work of really heightening ourselves, really full integration with our spiritual selves, with our higher self. With that, I will leave you, and hopefully that has been interesting, and I will see you in the next phase.